Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, the second channel that is, and welcome back to Joe's Gaming Adventures. And today we're going to be taking a look at, well, the start of a few different Let's Plays. And today we're starting out with a 15-year-old game that, surprisingly, I've barely touched, because I'm a big fan of the Fallout series, but I barely played this game and it feels a bit criminal, and that is Fallout New Vegas. This is the one that really got me into the series, and then obviously Fallout 4 also helped with that, and then obviously I watched the Fallout Season 1 show on, was it Netflix it was on? And that was really good. I really enjoyed the Fallout series on there. And obviously with Season 2 coming out, I figured, why don't we try doing Let's Plays of some of the old games that I have around the channel in general. Obviously, I do have 2 Fallout games on my PC, and I obviously have a few different games. I also plan to feature a few different older games, some of which you probably weren't even born, depending on, obviously, your age. I know most of my viewer base is quite young, but we're not going to use the intro sequence there, we're just going to get straight in. So I do have all the DLC, so you will see a bunch of different packs and things like that, and items being added. You get that at the start of everything.
How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name? I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
So for obvious reasons, I can't make myself in the game look like me, because none of these are me. I'm a white British man. But I will do the one that, for so far, is close enough to me. So, then we need... No, it's not that. It's shape, I believe it is. Because my forehead is not that bloody big. That'll do. I'm not going to waste my time doing anything. That bum fluff for the Tash is pretty close to me. And there's one, I think it's Smooth Wave? That's close enough to my hair. It isn't, but it's close enough.
Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore.
Let's see if it will glitch out again, because it did when I did a test run the other night.
Good.
Oh, it did it again. That's okay. I just glitched onto the bed there.
Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
And then obviously we have the special stats. Charisma is going to be quite an important one in this game. Same with, I think it's agility for stealth. So I don't really need strength. This I do. This I do. That's also going to help. I'm going to drop myself to Knucklehead for that one, because I can be a bit dumb. And then we'll do that one for that. We'll leave luck at 5. I think that's pretty fair.
Good to see them bullets didn't affect your charm none. Well, we know your vitals are good.
Is there anything we can loot around here? Oh, we just found a laser pistol. That's useful.
What do you say?
Some Red X, that's going to be useful. I didn't know there was a laser pistol in there. I was about to say, that's a broken 9mm. That's useful. Which is just an M3 grease gun, for those that know your guns.
Alright. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog. House. Night. Bandit. Light. Mother. Okay, now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Depends on the situation.
I'm given to relying on others for support.
Again, depends.
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
No.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Again, it depends on the situation.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Do a fuck.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see. Okay. How about this one? Last one.
Doesn't really look much like anything. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
So obviously, the main things I want to focus on in this playthrough are guns, explosive, and sneak. We don't need science. I'll pop it into explosives. I could also use Bart. Actually, no, Bart is actually pretty useful as well. Do I take it over grenades, though? I think I do. For this playthrough, anyway.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Alright, so early bird is me, because I want it to make it more like me as a person. So early bird, unfortunately, I wake up quite early, and then four eyes because I wear glasses.
Alright, I guess
there are some negative effects for each of those, but they're mostly negligible. I think there's a few other things we can take from his house, which could be useful. I think there's some things over here. Yeah, 10mm rounds, they're useful. We don't get given 10 mils off the bat in this game, but we managed to find that that laser pistol, which will be pretty useful.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this.
And now we get the Pip-Boy.
Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
I'll definitely try not to. Alright, let's get cracking then. So one thing I'm going to point out, because if you've seen that I'm a big fan of Fallout in general, this game is very different to Fallout 4. In fact, let me wait for the flash to go away. So yeah, we get all the different DLCs, which we probably will cover at some point on the channel. So, you'll notice some of these things have what's marked down here as CND. That means condition. So essentially, we have to keep an eye on each of our weapons' conditions. So obviously that laser pistol we found is quite knackered. Same with this 9mm pistol. We have to be very careful. Because guns break, that's bad. And the lower condition, the more chance they have of jamming when reloading and things like that. So your reload takes longer and other things like that. So you have to be very careful. And here's Sunny Smiles.
Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to. Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
So, the reason why we're doing this is because we actually get given a free gun for doing this. The Varmint Rifle. No, nothing amazing. It's a bolt-action 5.56 rifle. It's nothing amazing. But obviously, we have a shotgun by default, but obviously it automatically equips the rifle. So in Fallout New Vegas, crouching is actually important to accuracy.
That's the right idea. Try crouching down. Nice shot. Well, that's
See?
a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what.
So now we can follow her
It's just down to the southeast.
and go and help her clear out some geckos, which they're not the sort of geckos you think of in real life, let's put it that way. So you'll notice immediately this varmint rifle, its condition is very poor. So later on, if we do a full reload, you might see it like struggle to like chamber around. That just means that the gun is obviously struggling. Because what you're going to remember is, nuclear war, it tends to, you know, make things a little bit trickier for the folks. Now, I've got to remember where this well is. I think it's in this direction. But obviously, we do have things in our miscellaneous and other things like that. So obviously, we have different ammo and stuff like that. But we also have weapon repair kits, so we can use those in a pinch to help repair our weapon. And obviously we can find people in the I would say it's the Commonwealth, but it's not. We can find people in the desert who can help us out a little bit. Yeah, I remembered the way. So there's a couple of geckos just over that ridge. So we'll meet with Sonny here.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there?
I did.
We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters. Let's see if we can get a little closer.
Alright. So like I said, sneak is kind of underrated in this game because it gives you critical hit damage, which, given some of the enemies we can run into, it's going to be quite important. So I'm going to sneak up here. Let's have a little look. There's one. They're quite big for a gecko. I'm going to wait till I have a clear shot, because obviously it might hit that water tower. That's one. Yep, I think I got him. Yep, I did. And look, there you go. That's one of the animations. So that essentially means that this gun is a little bit knackered. We'll take the gecko meat. That's going to be useful. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, we've gotten all of the DLC weapons. We've obviously got the varmint rifle.
See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth a few cash. Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with.
So she actually gave us some ammo there. That's why it's good to do this, because we can repair this varmint rifle. I think you can find a scope for this gun as well. And it is quite a useful early game weapon. That's why it's recommended to actually give it a try. So I think they're just behind the ridge here. Yeah, there they are.
Come on.
That's 1. That's 2. I had to reload then, that's fine. And there's the jam again. But this is what I mean. This game is vastly different to Fallout 4. And yeah, it's definitely something. So there's another group of geckos here. They're attacking that lady down. Let's see if we can give her an hand. Nice, he's down. Okay, I missed that shot, that's fine. That's that one. Got him. He's down. This rifle is pretty good for the early game, but obviously later in the game when you meet the big boys, it's probably not going to hold a candle to them, but, you know, it's... I like to keep as many weapons as possible. That's just how I run with Fallout games. I like to have a vastly different
now that
array.
was some good work. Even got a little... Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
Nah, you're alright. Oh wait, I
Think now.
clicked the wrong thing.
Bring those on back to me and we'll get cooking.
That's okay though. We do need to go back into the town area anyway, so it's not a big deal. But essentially what she's going to teach us is like what we're going to be learning essentially. So we're going to be learning to craft stuff using the land essentially. What's in this? Is nothing in this crate? Bent tin can. That's not exactly useful. Some of the items as well are useful for selling for scrap. Well, for caps, I should say. Obviously, in Fallout games, you don't have currency, but so to speak. They use bottle caps. from the Nuka-Colas. Obviously, in Fallout 4, it's pretty easy to get those. In Fallout New Vegas, it's very different. But we just need to go over to this area and find. Now, I think there are enemies in this area, so I am going to prepare a different weapon. That's a laser pistol to try. Obviously, we don't get a sight with this thing. We just slightly zoom in a little bit. And yeah, there's enemies on the minimap. If you look on the bottom left, there's red. What's that? Is that something? Yeah, giant mantis. Do a quick reload. Get the last cell in there. There they are. That's one. Did I get both of them? Oh, there's only one, it looks like. Okay. So yeah, mantises are another enemy type, which you don't see in Fallout 4. I think it's you that we need, yes. We'll take a couple of these, actually. I think there's one more. I think, because I can see it on the minimap, I think he's hiding around here. Yeah, there he is, the little shit. So let's use VATS for this one. And we only need one shot, looks like. Sweet. Alright, that's the giant mantises dealt with. They're not giant in comparison to what we're normally used to. But, you know. I'm going to switch back to the varmint rifle. But I'm going to use the weapon repair kit on it. Just to give it a little bit more health, so to speak. Because obviously, weapon repair kits don't always, like, fully restore your weapon. It might have accidentally done it to the laser pistol, because I've just noticed that. And no, it has done it to the varmint. So it doesn't actually increase the condition by a lot, but it's enough to the point where you can at least get the gun, you know, working and everything. So what you got to remember is, like I say, it's after a nuclear war, we don't exactly have the biggest resources. And as you can tell by the rust on the gun, it is an old gun. So, yeah, it's quite unusual for a gun of this type to be firing 5.56, but I guess it's just how it's been chambered. I do know a lot about guns and everything, because, you know, I've been around shooters all my life, pretty much. But up here, there are some bloatflies. I think there's something in the grass that... Yeah, I saw you in the grass there, you little shit. Alright, that's only a small scorpion, but it's still a dangerous creature. Trust me, they get bigger than that. Much bigger. Wait till we meet a rad scorpion, then you will be bobbing yourself. And I don't just mean me, because rad scorpions are pretty dangerous. But we also have bloatflies. Let's see if we can hit him from here with that. Oh, come on, even I can make that shot. That is appalling. Okay, quick reload. Serpentine, take him out. Because these flies are dangerous. They may not look it, but they are dangerous in numbers. Wait to bide my time for a shot. There are much bigger bloatflies that we can run into throughout this playthrough as well, but these little ones, they're not too dangerous, but like I say, they are in swarms. That's him down. We actually hit him in the stinger, which is quite a hard shot. The stinger essentially makes it so he can't sting us. Because, yeah, these flies have stingers. Got him. He's down. Nice. Nice, nice. Alright, so we need you. We can loot the bloatflies, but there's not a lot to them. They sometimes have meat. But I digress. And this is where we was dug out from, in case anyone was curious about the lore of this game. But yeah, let's get into it. We can head back to Sunny Smiles now, craft something off the land, and then we can head to the saloon and begin the Powder Gangers mission. Because, yeah, they are a thing. They're essentially a gang who was given... Well, they're a bunch of escaped convicts who were given a bunch of, like, dynamite and explosives. And for some strange reason, the NCR, who is basically the big gaffer of this place, well, this entire place, they thought, yes, let's give them explosives, let's give them guns and things like that. What's the worst that can happen? And while they've been bothering this town due to someone, I do remember the lore of like the early part of this game, but don't remember it for the the later part. But yeah, this has been pretty smooth so far. I mean, like I say, we've got ourselves a decent gun. We've got a few decent guns. I will show the grenade rifle as well. This is essentially a China Lake. Pretty useful weapon, and it does fire 40mm grenades, which early on are really hard to find. So we don't want to be using this thing too much. But yeah, so far so good. Obviously, we've got a lot more to explore. Like, there's a huge, vast desert and everything out there, which we can explore. There's even that town in the distance we can explore as well. With that, what looks like a roller coaster. But yeah, we've done alright. I mean, we've cleared out the geckos. Here's some of the corpses. Did we loot these? Yes, we did. Because like I say, I'm not too bothered about the hide, because they're not worth a lot. Same with the eggs. But still. Let's get down here safely. Hello, Sonny.
Yeah, these'll do just fine. All right, now. We're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder. Go on over to that.
Let's give it a try then. So, healing powder.
Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how. Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
That's exactly what we'll do. We'll head back to the saloon, because we all know bartenders tend to have some good things about them. Who are you? Martin Thorne. I have no idea who you are, but I'm not going to shoot you. We don't go around killing people randomly.
Can you help me?
Of course.
My girl is trapped by geckos on the ridge, and I can't get to her. Please, she's going to die. Go up the path, past the broken radio tower, and go to the right. They're at the top of the trail. You will.
Oh, let's give you a hand. So, the radio tower. You mean up there? Because if so, I've already rescued her. No, we haven't been up this way, have we? It's got to be this way, surely. No, we'll travel onward. We don't need to do anything else. I think he meant up here. If I had to guess, anyway. Well, I do see something on a minimap. That's a very tiny gecko. This gun, or this China Lake, is very overkill. So let's switch to you. I was going to say, you're quite a durable little shit, to say how small you are. Is it up this way? I do see something else on the minimap. I think this is where they are. She might already be dead, mate, just saying. Yeah, there they are. Go on, piss off. Yeah, they really seem to be durable to laser weapons. Alright, we're going to have to switch weapon, because we're out of ammunition. Clearly. Oh, there's a lot of them. I didn't expect this many. That's fine, we can fall back. Their pathfinding's not the best, because, well... There we go. I didn't expect there to be this many. It looks like a gecko nest. Come on, die. Oh, you're still alive. Alright, you're going to leave me alone for a little bit. Switch to the varmint, because we have a lot of ammo for that. I think she might be dead, mate. I'll be honest. Because that was an entire swarm of geckos.
Sorry I tricked you, but thanks for clearing out the geckos. Now I can get to that stash up there.
You really think so, mate? But no, it's going to be easy to hit him in the head. Hold on, I need to heal first. before we deal with this prick. There we go. And why not break out the China Lake? That's what you get for tricking Joe. Twat. Anything useful? That's useful. Later on. A stash up here, eh? Oh, whereabouts would it be? Well, this definitely looks like something that could be a stash. I don't actually know where this stash is. Oh, level 2. 12 skill points. Well, we definitely want to put into barter. Put some into guns. Put a little bit in sneak. And then rapid reload is a good one to have. Where is the stash then? Because I generally don't know where it is. Oh, it's there. I've just seen the box. Oh, that's dangerous. That's a bear trap. What's in here? That's not much of a stash, so it's got to be this, surely. 10mm pistol, 10mm case. That's fine. So he did all that trying to, like, deceive me just for that. Unless it's this. Did I just walk into a bear trap? Yes, I did. Grilled mantis, that's useful. Vodka, we've got to have some vodka. Oh, hello. I nearly blew myself up. Okay. Don't try and do that, Joe. So, doctor's bag. We'll pop a stim pack or two. And switch to a weapon that won't try to kill me. There we go. That's him dealt with. You can tell it's been a while, because obviously I haven't really done the most in Fallout New Vegas. Like, I didn't even know that guy was a threat, genuinely. I just assumed he needed help. But no, that also proves like how your personality as a person can sometimes bite you in this game. Like, the game teaches you to try not to be yourself, in a way. And honestly, it's been pretty fun to do so. Like, you know, like, I just was myself there. I was like, oh, you need help? I will help. That's how I am as a person. But yeah, that could have gotten ugly, but luckily we got away with it. But yeah, as you can see, like, the combat is vastly different to the modern Fallout games, but it's definitely something that we can deal with. So let's head back to the saloon and see if we can help. Because, you know, I'm still not going to change who I am just for a video game. But that's kind of what this game tries to teach you, is sometimes you have to change yourself in order to survive in a place, and, well, that's all they're doing here. So let's see if we can find Trudy.
Being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
Aren't you a lovely chap?
Well,
I remember him.
Quite a stir. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. Not much, other than there were a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know. I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fella wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
So for those that don't know about Quarry Junction in this game, yeah, we're not ready for that. Not even close. That area is full, and I mean full, of death claws. Now, if you don't know what a Deathclaw is, let's put it this way: they're not exactly friendly. We also get a bunch of armor, which is useful for reducing damage. I forgot to put it on, to be honest. But yeah, so far so good. So far so good. So we're gonna head up here and see if we can help the town out by clearing out that Joe Cobb dude. He's a mean Joe. I'm a nice Joe.
Close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me? Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start.
I'm not playing Caravan here, mate.
He doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own. All I've got left on me are a handful of caps, but you get me out of this and I'll make sure the Crimson Caravan pays you back. You've got my word. We'd just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board... Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
We'll go and ask Sunny Smiles, but we won't ask anyone else, because... Obviously, we can use our skill, but obviously we have the advantage of the DLCs, so we get this lightweight metal armor to start off with, so that's pretty useful for us to, you know, have as protection. Like, early on, that is. Obviously, these DLC things are nice and all, but it'd be a lot harder if we was, you know, on the base game. And also we have the Vault 13 canteen, which is pretty useful.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer? Say no more. I'm in. Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo. But I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere. And Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great. A silver tongue would help. Convincing Trudy that we had a good plan to win the fight would also help.
Well, I don't need Easy Pete's dynamite, I know that much. We can try and convince Trudy.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's...
Okay, no, I don't have the speech.
Be careful.
Unfortunate, but we will just get cracking. I'm not too worried about these powder gangers. They're not really a dangerous faction. Now, if it was the Brotherhood of Steel or the NCR, I would be a bit more concerned. So if I sound a little bit croaky, I've been quite unwell the last few days. It's pretty much almost gone now. I've had like a chesty cough and a sore throat for the last couple of days, but I'm feeling fine.
So what's going on? Well, I guess that means we're ready to go.
Let's do it.
All right,
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play. At least 6, Joe Cobb included. They look pretty mean. I'll be set up near the store. Let's hope that the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
Alright, so we need to prepare ourselves. Doctor's bag's pretty useful. Is there any other supplies in here? Sunset Asperilla, that's useful. Or Sarsaparilla, however you say it. Anything in this sack? Ooh, 556 rounds. And was that squirrel stew? Oh, my sister's not gonna like that. Sorry about that sudden cut there. We had a bit of a game crash, but nothing to worry about. We've got a few powder gangers to deal with now, so let's see if we can deal with them. Plenty of gunfire going off. They're up in the distance. They're up on this road over here. And they're also there. Why are my bullets not hitting him? He is pretty tough, I will admit that. Whoa, careful, careful. He's down. I don't even know if my shots are hitting him, it doesn't look like it. that one definitely did. Any more for any more? There's one there. Got him. Nice. Oh no, I'm so scared of the powder gangers. Said no one ever. What they got?
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things.
Thank you, Ringo.
I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be gone in a few days. If you ever visit New Vegas, look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp.
That went pretty smoothly. Let's see what we can find on these guys. Some dynamite, that's going to be useful. We don't need their single shotguns. I want to see if they've got anything. Ooh, 357. And a stealth boy. We'll definitely take that. There was a few others, so I want to loot them before we wrap up here for this episode. A varmint rifle, that's going to be useful to repair this one. I've got to remember how you do it, though, because it has been a while. I think you have to do it via a... Oh, no, that's just dropped it. Hold on. Because that one's mine. Oh, yeah, here we are. R. So we use this one to repair it. So now, our varmint rifle's a little bit more durable. We've looted you already. We've not looted you, though. Useful. 20 gauge shotgun shells. Yeah, you was not smart bringing a baseball bat. Now, where's the Joe dude? Oh, here he is. Oh, he had the 357. That's fine, then. I think there was one more dude somewhere. I'm not sure where he died, though, but... Yeah, that was pretty smooth. Like, I definitely felt like my bullets weren't hitting, but that's just standard of New Vegas, isn't it? But yeah, thank you all for watching episode 1. That went pretty smoothly. Obviously, we also got to repair our varmint rifle a little bit. But yeah, thank you all for watching this first episode, and I will see you next time.